Hi, Bobby. Thank you for being on Sparkling Farm and Entertainment, staying positive and moving forward. Do you give permission for this to be publicly videotaped?
Yes.
All right. So, my first question I'd love to ask you, Bobby, tell all these beautiful viewers how you achieved all your amazing goals, even though you've been in a wheelchair your whole life.
Um. Well, it took a while. It didn't happen right away, as we always wait things to happen right away. Sometimes it took years to get to where I'm at. So it took me quite a while.
Tell us how you achieved these goals.
Um, I achieved them by learning each step as I went along, because there was a lot of stuff I didn't know. So I had to learn how to be more independent and take care of myself, and be able to. I had to show that I was able to handle certain things on my own, and be able to handle myself and stuff like that.
So, what can you tell viewers if they're in a wheelchair too? What can you tell them how they could achieve goals, make life go on, and that it's no different than other persons?
It does take a lot of patience, but if you take your time and not, I would say take your time and not rush into things. Take your time learning how to do things independently, or learning how to work with other people, because you do have to do that too. When you need some support, learning how to work with other people and be patient, I would say that's the biggest thing.
So you think people that understand that things not going to happen right away, they have to be patient. Like, I'm sure being your own guardian, as I know too, I'm sure being your own guardian took a lot of patience.
Yeah, it did. For when I first became my own guardian, I had to get used to the fact that everything was going. I still had supports, but everybody would be coming to me instead of going to other people to get my permission to do certain things.
So, like, it's
They
your choice.
Basically, do everything for me that I asked them to do if they could do it.
So, like, everything was your choice, and that was probably a big change for you, because you always had people helping out, and you still do, but you had more choice and more decision and more freedom.
Yeah, and that's basically why I wanted to do this, because I realized a couple of years ago how much freedom I didn't really have because I had guardianship.
So, do you feel like you have to be totally independent, have guardianship, or do you think you can tell the viewers that it's okay to need help once in a while to
No,
be your own?
you don't. Now, because the way my they call it supported decision making. The way my plan is set up is I still have the same. Thankfully for me, and it can be however people want it to be set up, but thankfully for me, I still have a lot of the same people that was supporting me, still supporting me, just supporting me in a way that I want them to support me. Instead of being my guardians, they're my supporters.
That's definitely wonderful. So, do you definitely like being your own guardian and making more choices for yourself?
Yeah.
What about cooking?
I still have help with making decisions, especially when it comes to big ones, especially personal ones. But it's still when it comes, they can advise me on what they think I should do, but it basically comes down to my decision.
That's
rather than having other people make this decision for me.
Do you feel like being your own guardian, you definitely get to be free, but also like, you know, it's very different. Like you might want something and then it's your choice. And back when you had guardianship, you had to ask someone.
Yeah, because everybody's guardianship I know is different, but the way my guardianship was set up was like back then, even though I could sign up to do something, I'll give you a simple example.
Okay.
I could sign up to do something and have my signature on it, but it would also need my guardians or whoever was able to sign for it, which is basically my mom. It would need her signature as well. It couldn't just be my signature.
And that probably helps out a lot because, like, say you want to, I don't know, go on a vacation and, you know, go out of state or something. Back then, your parents had to be okay with it or whoever was your guardian. Now you can just sign it and say, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. I still tell the people, but I only tell the people that I want to tell. You know, I don't have to wait and go through these steps to even go to where.
That's understandable.
It came down to a bunch of legal stuff. Because even when I was looking for a job, they would tell me that, okay, we could, you know, okay, we're fine with you doing this, but because your mom or whoever is your guardian, we also need their signature. So. Something simple as that, I could, you know, that's what I mean by I didn't really have any, you know, even though they say yes, you have a choice, you don't really have a choice.
No, and I can only understand that. Like, probably finding a job is hard in the, like, for people, like, in your situation. And I'm sure, like, you know, you can tell people, don't stop and don't give up your dreams. You can always do things if you put your mind to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you ever feel like there was something in the past that you felt like you had to work too hard at?
Thankfully, for me, not really. It was just knowing the stuff that I know now, I didn't know back then.
That's understandable.
Like, if I knew the stuff I know now, obviously there's more out there. But if I knew the stuff I know now, I would have been doing, my family would have been doing this, and I would have been doing this a long time ago.
What about having your own apartment from a group home? Was that a big change for you?
Yes, it was, but it wasn't necessarily my choice, because in my situation, when I first had to move into group homes, I was only a teenager, so it wasn't my choice. Because I was living at home, and I was only a teenager, and it wasn't my choice to move me. It was my parents' choice. I should preface by saying it wasn't because they didn't want me, or it wasn't because they said, you know, it wasn't it was basically to help the family out. Because at the time, my father was sick at the time, my mother was working, and they wanted to give me more opportunities to go out in the community and do, because my family was so busy. All I was doing was staying at home. So, this is just my understanding. From what I can remember, it was a choice of, well, what's the way we can give him better opportunities? It was to move me into a better situation at the time. And I was only, they even told me one day that I was moving, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't the fact that they didn't want me home, it was the fact that, you know, they needed more help than what they could give me at the time, I'll just say.
Was it your choice to move into an apartment from a group home, though?
Yeah, it was my choice. I've always wanted to do that.
That's amazing. Do you ever feel like, I want to use the right word, but do you ever feel like that guardianship is abused? Like people that have guardianship don't understand how much power they have?
It's 50. I feel like it's 50-50 because depending on, I would say it depends on the family situation.
Okay.
So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Because I not that I know some things, but I've heard some stories. So I'll just say it depends on the family situation and what's going on.
That's definitely understandable. I never thought of it that way. Well, do you have anything else you want to tell viewers about how you achieved all your goals and what you've had to go through your whole life?
Basically, the way it started for me is my family taught me how to basically dress myself. At the time, they made more stuff more easier for me to get to if I needed to get something. They basically helped me because they started teaching me when I was very young, like how to dress myself, how to feed myself. Because when I was first adopted because I was born with a disability, so they told my family at the time because I was born in the 80s, and even in the 80s, they told my family, he's gonna need he's gonna need support 24/7 to basically live. And in the beginning, yes, but over time they started to realize, what's gonna happen when he gets older and we're not able to? So they started teaching me how to be more independent. At first, when I was very young, and then as I got older, I just started learning how to do certain stuff. Because when I was in group homes, to be more independent, they had to go through these certain steps to be able to show you can handle yourself, and that's how I learned how to get to where I am at now. Because they wouldn't let me move into a group home or move into an apartment until I could show I could handle some things.
That's very understandable. So you definitely feel like you were happy to be in a group home and then move to an apartment and have all these amazing goals and things achieved?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have any more goals you definitely want to work on?
Obviously, but they come and go. And now that I'm my guardian, it's more easier for me to figure out what I want to do. Back then, I had to worry about, obviously, I had to think about, what's mom gonna say?
Right.
I could want to do something so bad, but in the back of my mind, it would always be like, I would always be thinking, my mom's gonna probably, knowing how my mom was at the time, I would always think in the back of my head, my mom's probably not gonna, because that's how I always had to think, because that's how my mom was.
Uh-huh.
So I knew if I wasn't thinking about that.
Well, do you love being part of Heritage? Do you feel like Heritage has definitely helped you come farther?
Oh yeah. Because even though I'm in my own apartment now, I still get sponsored Christian services, just in a different way. It's just the one big difference is I'm not living in a homes anymore. But I still get support with staff because I hired my own support staff through Heritage. I still have a team that works through Heritage, but the only difference is now is that I'm in a whole different bracket than I was back when I was living in a group home.
Yes. So is there anything else you'd like to say before we end our video?
No, I think I said all I can think about right now, but, you know.
Well, this is Bobby Terry and Sarah Rachke. Thank you for watching Sparkling Farm and Entertainment, staying positive and moving forward. See you next time. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.
Bye.